Glad you could make it today. As a first order of business, we'll be looking at approving our October minutes. May I have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
I see a so move and a second.
I second.
All right, if everyone will send by sending a thumbs up, vote yes.
Let's go.
All right, any dissents? No, then we'll move on. Thank you very much. They are approved. And over to Sharika. There you go. I set it up for you.
So the city has applied for state fiscal recovery funds through the North Carolina Emergency Insurance DHS office. We were approved those funds at the amount of $165,023. So we are bringing this forth to you before it goes to City Council for approval. This program will be for eviction prevention dollars only, and it will serve households who are facing arrears up to 3 months. And it would prioritize anyone who has connections with Child Protective Services and the Department of Social Services office, such as food stamps, Medicaid cases, and things of that nature. The city will keep this program under our umbrella, and we will be utilizing interns and city staff to manage and carry out the program. So we are just bringing that forth before it goes to City Council so that you guys are all aware, as it does have to come to you before we take it to City Council. Any questions or concerns?
Any discussion about it at all? Go ahead.
Oh, how long do you think the program will last?
So it starts January 1st, and we are expecting it to last probably about 4 or 5 months. It's only enough for about 30 families. So probably 4 to 5 months. The hope is that we can entice City Council to utilize local funds, which are less restrictive dollars for some eviction prevention money. HUD and the state ESG office asks that we not use ESG or other local funds because of all the red tape. Well, other federal funds, because there's a lot of red tape with utilizing federal funds for eviction prevention, and you rarely ever get a check in time to meet the guidelines that the federal guidelines has. So if we are able to utilize our local funds, or even if they let us utilize some of our CDBG funds, then we will be able to catch a lot of the households before they fall into homelessness. So the goal is to set this up, get some numbers, and see how enticing it can be to start utilizing some local funds for this initiative.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
How will people who need the funds find out about this initiative? And then also, will these monies cover the fees that get attached to eviction process, like the court fee? And I know that we have one particular landlord that's a larger landlord in the city that started charging rent fees almost immediately after the court date. So will they cover those?
So some fees are covered. There are guidelines that the state fiscal recovery funds has that we have to follow. We do have to utilize the coordinated entry system. So that is set up through the COC and managed currently by the United Way. So the coordinated entry center staff will utilize those referrals. We currently have an MOU with Department of Social Services as well as Child Protective Services. So they will be sending over referrals directly. We'll have an intern who would assist the coordinated entry team with managing those referrals. But that will all go through our COC system, and that is a requirement for the funds, is that we utilize the coordinated entry system.
I would imagine DSS referrals would eat up those 30 slots pretty quick.
That's what we're thinking. CPS is already geared up to make a list of families that they are already working with. So we're thinking that that might eat up the money fairly fast.
Any other questions or discussion? So with this, do we need to motion to approve?
Just to be safe, Shane, let's do it.
All right, then let's do that. I would like a motion to approve, please. And what we're approving is that this is going to be sent on to the commission or commissioners.
I'll make a motion that we approve.
All right, there's a motion. A second?
Second.
There's a second. And our votes, give us a thumbs up, and any dissents? No, then motion has passed. Very good. Thank you, Sharika. And you're up for the next one.
Contract updates. This is just an update that you'll see some things going through City Council just recently, 800 Spring Street, where Spearman and Self-Reliance. You'll also see that we took yesterday a reallocation request. So we are reallocating money from Experiment and Self-Reliance to other agencies. At this time, Experiment and Self-Reliance does not have the capacity or financial capability to continue services. So we are looking at reallocating the money and funds to other agencies for various programs. So there will be more things coming forth. Right now, we have only done the Forsyth PSH Collaborative, which provides case management for those who are receiving the housing choice vouchers who are usually chronically homeless. And then the Rapid Rehousing, which is the rental assistance case management that is associated with the COC. So the case management for homeless households that are moving into rental units. So you'll see more coming forth, and just wanted to let you guys aware that there will be a lot of reallocations coming forth for individuals who are not in compliance. Another one would be Liberty East, not being in compliance as far as eligibility. So we're just working on getting those set forth in City Council. So you'll see those coming forth over the next few weeks. Just recently, one was this week.
Okay.
Excellent. And that's just a report out. We don't have to vote anything for that
No,
one.
so you don't have to vote out. It's just making you guys aware of the reallocations that are currently happening.
And I owe an apology to Laura, who is up next, because I have a chat from her that says, "Can I go first?" And I totally missed it. I apologize. But Laura, can you move to the your report for Pitt County Planning?
Luckily for me, I think Sophia will also be able to provide some insight because we're in the same committee. So there has been a committee, a temporary committee put together just to plan the 2024 point in time count for our community. And that committee just met for the first time yesterday. So I don't have a lot to say in terms of updates, but I am going to kind of give y'all a rundown of things that need to be decided on in order to have a good point in time count. So if there are things that you think you can contribute to, or you have ideas or resources, you are more than welcome to join this temporary work group. So there are just some logistic things about the point in time count. The location and everything like that, is already being ironed out, but we are looking for ideas in terms of getting the word out, marketing, how to recruit volunteers, because last year there was a small number in comparison to years past, and a lot of the long time and experienced volunteers were not there. So we had a lot of newbies, and it was a smaller number, and it did affect the quality of the count. So we want to not have those issues. So we really want to have a robust number of people show up. We are going to be planning to have training sessions, not just the night of, but maybe a few training sessions beforehand, just to kind of give people more time to get ready for what is being asked of them. There was also a short conversation about improving the supplies that are distributed that night. Maybe having some food distribution on top of maybe some backpacks, and bus passes was a big one. And I thought that was a great idea. So if you all have insight into how those things can be acquired, definitely reach out to the planning group, and you can definitely get involved in helping us plan. Just as a reminder, the point in time count is always on the last Wednesday of January, and now is the time to start planning so that it can be a really good point in time count. I'm sure there's other things that that there is to report, but since we only just met for the first time yesterday, it was all just sort of running down the things we need to figure out. So we don't have any answers yet, but again, it's definitely an invitation to participate in the group if you think you have good ideas and resources. Any questions?
Excellent. Thank you, Laura. Just to emphasize in there is that there was a year that was skipped because of the COVID world.
Yeah,
And so coming back in, and that's exactly what I noticed, is there were not as many volunteers after when we came back. So
correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
the year that was skipped, there was a really large Omicron wave, so it would have just been really risky to do a point in time count. So we made the decision to cancel the count. We did it in other ways, like a digital one. We used the HMIS data, but we didn't do the going out and doing the surveying. But this year, we have an opportunity to do things maybe different and maybe integrate a few different elements to improve that, in expectation for there being a lot of newbies that night who have not done it before.
any other insider questions? Anyone's interested, please. Is Laura, are you to contact for if folks want to be involved on that committee?
I can be, just for today.
Just for okay.
Yeah, I'm the data person, so I'm just a member of this committee. So there are other folks who are also helping. So I'm just focusing on the data stuff. So I'll put my email in the chat. If you have any ideas, please let me know.
Great. If you haven't done the point in time count before, it's a lot of fun, especially if you take the late night shift. Driving around Winston and at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's a lot of fun. I'm being serious. I'm being serious.
No, it is. It's actually really fun. He is correct.
Shane is the best to go with. Speaking from experience, Shane is fun.
All right. Thank you very much. Any questions? Anything else we need? There's nothing else on the agenda.
I just have one announcement at the end, but if there's other questions or things people want to talk about today.
I think we're good. Go, Andrea.
Excellent. Well, I just wanted to let everybody know that I have accepted a position at Wake Forest as their officer or director of community engagement. So today is actually my last meeting with all of you in this role.
Oh.
I know, but I love working with you all. It's been an amazing experience to work with the commission and all of you as commissioners. And I will continue to be engaged, just in different ways.
You'll be sorely missed in that leadership role, but we wish you the best to go on, and hopefully we'll work together more in the future.
Yes. Well, thank you. I look forward to it as well.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck. All right. If that is all, any other announcements? I guess technically I need to do a motion to adjourn. And I see a thumbs up from Andrea. I'll take that as a motion and a second. And we got our second there. With that, thank you all and see you next time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All
Bye,
right,
everyone.
take care. Bye-bye.